Hello, everyone, and welcome to Hypno News Live. I just want to make sure my microphone was not muted. Hello and welcome. That's right, I'm hypnotist Jim Kellner, anchoring the news desk this week here at Hypno News Live. We're here every week. I say we. Usually I'm joined by my good friend and co-anchor, Grant Saunders, but Grant is off right now. I believe he's in Singapore. He just went from Thailand to Vietnam, and then over to Singapore. He's checking out hypnosis stories, or actually more accurately, we might say that he's checking out retreat locations for the Kellner and Saunders retreat for next year. I'm looking forward to that. Where are you listening from? Where are you watching from? Drop it down below. Let me know if you're watching, you're listening, what's going on. If you have hypnosis news that you would like to share, whether that's some research you just found out about, maybe a conference that you're attending or presenting at or sponsoring, putting on, training, whatever, we're happy to bring you on. And we even share your information or even bring you on the show. We're happy to have you. I'm just trying to figure out what's going on in the background there. Got some weird lighting stuff going on. So anyway, first off, we have conference talk. That's right, conference talk. So let me just pull this website up. Hello, Tennessee. Yes, Dot. Nice to see you, Dot. Nice to see you. Now, we did talk about the Mid-Atlantic. Mid-America, not Mid-Atlantic, Mid-America Conference last week. I just wanted to make sure everybody knows this is, hold on, where's that website at? Not the whole thing. Where's it at? Oh, right, there it is. I'm going to pop the link down in the comments. They are accepting. Is that it? Where's it at? I've got like 1,000 tabs open up. Can you see that one? I don't even know what I'm doing here. I'm so confused. What's going on? I thought I had this figured out. Never mind. Don't look at the screen share. Look at me. I'm getting rid of that. Okay. I'll have to practice with that some more. So the Mid-America Conference happens there in Chicago. Happening in October. This is your last week to apply if you want to be a presenter. So get those applications in. Otherwise, you will be out of luck. I see some more people watching, listening. Please do send us your conference news, your training events, pro tips, funny stories. We'd love to have you on. I do want to mention the next hypnosis conference coming up, I believe, next one in person. There's a lot of them. You know, when you start investigating these things, you find out there is a ton of hypnosis conference going around the country and around the world. Now, a lot of them are smaller ones and or online, so maybe you haven't heard about them. But Heartland is the next big one that I know of, and it's a great conference. Just wanted to let everybody know too that is coming up. That's right about a month from now. So right about 4 weeks from now, I know I'm going to see Susan Gilliam there. Who else am I going to see at the Heartland Conference? That, of course, is William Mitchell's conference. And well, what a great conference that is. It's so nice. Yeah, so I hope that you can make it out for that. Grant and I are teaching a workshop. We're each teaching classes. I don't know, Susan, are you teaching anything at that conference this year? You know, Susan will be out doing some shows. If you're a stage hypnotist, boy, you really need to be at this conference because William will get you or try to get you a hypnosis show, as we've said before. So definitely do that. While I'm talking about conferences, you know, I can't urge you enough to attend a conference. If you've never attended a conference, you need to do it. Set a goal, you know, set aside some money every month and try to get yourself to a conference. You know, Hypno Thoughts is the big daddy of them all. It's in Vegas. It's awesome. But if you can't afford the trip out there, pick a local one, even if it's or an online one, so that you can get connected with other hypnotists. There's a great saying. I love this saying. And I can't remember, we got Peter Gale, I think it is, who said this, but he said, your network is your net worth. And I found it to be so true. Not only are you going to make great friends at conferences and other events like that, but we're constantly, with my friends and stuff, we're constantly referring shows back and forth. We're collaborating on things. So, it's really great to be connected to other hypnotists, professionals in the field. Susan says, no, she's just doing a show. Hi, friends. I'm going to guess that's Nora because she says, hi, friends. I don't know because I can't see. Sometimes it tells me who it is. Sometimes it doesn't. I don't know. Not just. It will be great. Yes, it will be great. Interestingly, sometimes when you're on Facebook, it shows me who you are. Sometimes it doesn't. So I'm guessing that's Nora. If it's not, then please let me know who you are, even if it is. If you have conference news, let me know. Let me know what's going on, what's happening, what's going on. I know IMDHA is coming out here pretty soon. In May, I believe it is. We'll have some information about that next week. I know Roy Hunter, a good friend of mine, is going to be presenting out there. And so I'm hoping to actually make it out for that. I wasn't planning to, but I hope to. Again, if you're tuning in late, if you're tuning in expecting to see Grant Saunders, yes, it's Nora. I knew it was Nora. I could tell. Grant is off in Asia. He's finding great locations for retreats and probably enjoying himself too, having a good time with his wife, Choi. That's nice. Here I am slaving away at the news desk, bringing you all the news that you need for your hypnosis life. We typically cover conferences. We cover hypnosis news and research. If you found some recently that's interesting, compelling, please send it over to either Grant or myself, or to the hypnosis, what's it called? Hypno News Live page, so that we can talk about it. It gets tough to track down new stuff all the time. I could use a little help. I was looking up some stuff here, and this is actually from the Cleveland Clinic. I'm going to drop the link down here in the comments. One of the things, as we've talked about before on here, it's really important that people know that you're a hypnotist, right? Because if they don't know to call you. So it's really important that we share stuff on social media, and also here's another thing too. Like if you're on your social media page, I should know immediately when I go over there that you're a hypnotist. It should be somewhere there. Your website, your title, something should show me you're a hypnotist. So when somebody does that, people will click over and they'll go, oh, Nora's a hypnotist. Maybe I need some hypnosis. I should call. But some people have a little bit of trouble. Hold on. Have a little trouble. Oh, Cleveland. Oh, CC, Cleveland Clinic. Nora says she loves Cleveland Clinic. They are amazing. Tell us more about that. Or is it just because they're in Ohio? Isn't that right? Cleveland, Ohio? Yeah. I think that's where Nora lives. So anyway, so this article here. So one of the reasons that it's important for you to stay up with the research, get information about news and stuff, is just so you can post it on your social media page. For some people, they're really shy about telling folks that they're a hypnotist, that they're awesome, and all those things, which are ideal. But if you are a little bit shy about it, you can just share articles like this. Share articles, share interesting tidbits, so people at least know that you're in the industry, that you're connected. Now, this was a really great article. Talked about hypnosis, how it works. I talked about some of the myths of hypnosis and some of the conditions. Now, this is really important. You put this on your Facebook page, for instance, and people look at this and go, oh my goodness, you could help me with insomnia or asthma and all these things. And you go, yeah, I can help you. So you definitely want to add in these kinds of things. In fact, I'm going to remember to put that on my Facebook. Well, I'll probably schedule it. Put it on my social media scheduler. Nora says, yes, they are in Ohio, but they are leaders in the wellness and health world. My father had cancer treatment at Cleveland Clinic. That's awesome. Thank you for sharing that. And great idea, Susan Gilliam says. Thank you. I'm full of great ideas and other things as well. So that's the extent of news this week. Pro tips, and funny stuff. As always, if you have any kind of funny stuff, pro tips, anything you'd like to share, please do. Let us know. We're happy to bring you on, or just share it. So, love it. Thanks for the news. Thank you for watching. If you're out there, please let me know where you're watching from. Love to know. And be sure to say hi to Grant next time you see him. If you see him in Singapore, say hello. So, what was I going to say? Pro tip. Pro tip this week. I get to do pro tip and funny. So, the pro tip, have your bio ready. And I tell you this because I run a podcast, and I sometimes book other acts. And there's all kinds of things that come up. I do a conference and stuff like this. So have your bio. And what I mean by your bio is, for instance, so Nora it might say, Nora Nopal is an award-winning hypnotherapist who runs mindfulness programs and teaches meditation and is a highly acclaimed artist with many classes and heavily involved in her community and that sort of thing. And then, so you basically want to give people like a rundown of who you are, what you do, so that when they want to book you on a podcast, for instance, they're going to have something to say about you. And a lot of times we need that ahead of time. We want to put it in the promotional material. Oh my goodness. Bradley Stewart Jeffrey. I don't know how to share what I got. Not sure what that means, Bradley, but I'm not surprised that I don't know. Watching from rainy UK. Yes, that's fabulous. Who is that that's watching from the UK? It doesn't tell me who you are. Love to know who you are. Unless you're shy, then don't. Okay, so, and I'll tell you, so have something ready, because if you've got it ready, you can do it quickly. And so here's the thing. I've had situations where, or like maybe you're going to do a talk. Maybe you can do a talk at a local National Guild of Hypnotists meeting, or you're going to do a talk for Chamber of Commerce or something. And they go, hey, can you send us over, your bio and stuff? Also, along with your bio, get ready to take some notes. Are you ready for this? Along with your bio, this is what I recommend. This is just me from coming from where I'm at and what I like to see. So your bio written in third person. It's not, hi, I'm Jim Kellner. I do this. I help people do this. No, it's Jim Kellner, blah, 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 blah. If you don't know what third person means, Google it or chat GPT it. In fact, you can actually take your copy and paste your website into chat GPT and say, write me a bio based on Nora Nopal and this website. And you might get some good results. You're going to have to change it a little bit. You have to mix it up. It's not going to be perfect, but pretty cool stuff. So what I think, and this is just coming from me, but I haven't, nobody's told me this is what they want. But so typically you want a bio. The shorter the better. You don't need to go into your whole resume. Somewhere between 250 and 500 words. It gets to be a real pain to read the whole thing or to post the whole thing. In fact, sometimes you can't post all of their bio. And so then, as the producer, you've got to figure out what part of their bio should I cut, that kind of thing. I oftentimes, if I'm going to do you should have a short bio and a long bio. And if you do include a long bio, you could include both. You can also put a little note that says, please feel free to edit as necessary, edit and delete as necessary. So that, it's kind of a nice thing. They probably will anyway, but anyway. Include your website. If you don't have a website, get a website or at least a landing page. Get something up there. I think you should have your favorite or your most used, the hashtags you use the most, 2 or 3 of your hashtags. Like, for Susan, it might be, hypnotist dot. She goes by dot. on there. Hashtag hypnotist dot, something like that. Mine, of course, is hashtag damn I'm pretty. So 2 or 3 of those, and then your website. I said your website. Oh, your preferred social media um, sites and handles. So at Jim Kellner on Twitter. Maybe my LinkedIn page, whatever. And then you don't need to include all of it, but maybe just 2 or 3 of them, and just have this ready. In a Google Doc. You can do it on a Google Doc. You can do it in Trello or Evernote, Keep, Apple Notes, wherever you want to keep it, but have it ready. Because here's what has happened to me. And it goes both ways. I'm either having to chase people down. Hey, I still need that bio. I still need your info. Or people have to do it to me. As there's been many times, hey, can I get that bio to me? And I even had one. I had a podcast I was supposed to be on. The guy messaged me the day before because we'd scheduled it about a month out or something. He said, give me your info. I didn't get around to it. It was a day or two before. He actually canceled it. He said, hey, I didn't get your promo information. I haven't been able to promote the podcast, so I'm canceling it. And there was no offer to reschedule it. It was just, you're out of luck. I don't blame him. Believe me, I've wanted to do that many times. I haven't yet, but I want to. So make it easy on people. You want to make the easier you make things for the other person, the more likely they are to have you on again or to refer you or at least think of you fondly. And we all want everyone to think of us fondly, don't we? So let's see. We've got Daniel Sinclair is in the UK. Okay. You are so kind. Great advice. That's so important. I used to have to write it every time. Yes. I am asked. So finally did one for the can. So it's ready when I need, and a headshot. Yes. Great point. Many places also want a headshot. And so that's what I'm saying is get it in the can. Like Nora says, write something up. In fact, tonight, if you've got time right now, or set it on your calendar. Because if you have to write it every single time, it's a pain in the ass. Plus, it might delay it. You forget. If you've got it in your Google Doc, all you have to do, Jim says, hey, I want you on my podcast. Send me your info. Boom. What do? You go over there. And I'll tell you what, as somebody who asks for bios a lot, I've had a couple of times where people got them to me that day or the next day, and I'm floored. And I'm like, thank you so much. It makes a big difference. It really does in the way that I feel about that person, because it just makes my life easier. I know I'm not going to have to keep hassling them about it. And again, I've done the same thing, so I understand. Now, if you're, some of us, we do a couple of different things. I've got a speaker bio. I've got a bio for when I want to teach at a conference. I've got my comedy hypnotist bio. So just get 3 or 4 different bios, long ones and short ones. And you don't have to do them all tonight. Just do do one of them tonight. And then when the next one comes up, write something up and then save it. Have them all in the same place. It'll make your life so easy. And you know what? Here's the other thing too. Yeah, like Nora said, get a professional headshot. If you want people to take you professionally, you've got to get a professional headshot. So if you want to get on podcasts, if you want to be a conference speaker, if you want to be a stage hypnotist, if you want to speak at even the Lions Club or something, people want to work with professionals, right? And if you've got some janky photo from 1992, it's just a bad reflection on you. If you can't afford it, and really, that's one of those things. It's sort of like it's like a plumber needing their tools, right? Like a plumber, when they go into plumbing, they know I've got to buy a bunch of tools. This is the kind of tool that you need to be prepared to buy. You need to pay for some headshots. Call around, find somebody that'll do it cheap if you have to. If you're a hypnotherapist or a stage hypnotist, you might be able to do barter. I mean, my last headshot, somebody wanted to quit smoking and they're a photographer, but they didn't have any money. They said, would you trade? I said, sure. So get some professional photos and you're going to thank me, really. When you get some really nice photos, you're going to be so glad that you did it. And then so get the headshot. If you really, really, really somehow can't, then have somebody take their iPhone and go stand by a tree. And I say by a tree because that's a fairly, you probably got some good lighting outside. That'll make something interesting, and get a photo. Just get it done. Don't send the photo where you had to, crop the photo out of your family picture from Thanksgiving, or, your vacation photo with your spouse in Hawaii or something. Do an actual, just you, a real photo like that. That's it. So that's your pro tip today. How many times did Jim say Nora Noble in this podcast? Nora Noble. I appreciate you. I've tried to say it at least 17 times. And then she betrays me with this pineapple pizza hypnotist. I've been betrayed again by Nora Noble. Hello from Mike Brody. Mike, love you, man. Can't wait to take your class on Monday. Drop the link down there if you would, Mike. Drop the link. I don't have it handy. Otherwise, I would. Mike is teaching. Michael Brody is teaching a workshop Monday night, April 1st, I believe. It's Monday night. Pretty sure Monday night. Anyway, on teaching hypnosis and doing demonstrations in schools, high schools and colleges. And, this is the thing to think about too. People talk about we're maybe in a bad economy and things like that. So maybe businesses won't have money. Schools always have money, right? Anyway, think about that. Let's see here. Any good places to build a Hypno website like Wix or get it professionally built? I don't know who that is. Ionis, where to get it built? I would probably say, depending on your budget, Wix is a fine solution. And if you've used Wix, please drop it down there. I'm working with a client right now. One of my coaching clients uses Wix, and it looks good. And I've used Wix in the past, and it's fine. And actually, with very little skill, you're able to create something pretty damn cool. You really are. You really are able to create some cool stuff. There's some cool bells and whistles. I eventually had mine migrated over to WordPress, which costs some money. Because apparently with Wix and those kind of sites like that, they tend to run slow. And I mean, if you've ever clicked on a slow website, that's like the kiss of death, right? Because people click, if it doesn't load immediately, I'm gone, right? Aren't we all? It's like, I'm out. So, it's something to think about. I think the gold standard is WordPress. And if you're using Ionis, they may have. So I use DreamHost. DreamHost, yeah. And they have an easy, it's just like a one-click install, they call it. The one-click WordPress install. Some other places have that as well, but I don't know for sure. A couple of places you could look. You can go on Fiverr. You can go and pick at least a level 2 person. You can probably get one done for about $100. Well worth it. If you don't want to learn how to do your own website. Here's the thing. I think it's great to know how to do your own website, but I also think it's kind of a waste of time. I know how to do my own website, and I hate it, and I don't like to do it. And would it be better for me to spend my time doing the things that I want to be doing and that make me money, or would I rather be spending it on my website where I could actually pay someone else to do that? They're going to do it quicker. It's going to look nicer. I can't even tell you that I struggled with this website that Grant and I put up, and it was awful. And then finally he had someone in his office do it. They just created something beautiful in just a few hours. I'd spent a ton of time. So, yeah, also Scott King, look up Scott King. He did the, Hypno Thoughts website, so you can check him out. I don't know what his rates are. And there you go. I bought her headshots and massage. Fantastic. That's the way to do it. I need to start doing that. Hey, Dan Hetrick. Hey, Dan. Congratulations on the show. I'm glad to hear about that. Professional photos are key. Hey, Grant's not here, but thanks for saying so. It is nice of you to say that. Sorry, Vietnam internet poor. Can't connect. I appreciate you, Jim Kellner. Thank you so much. Hey, Mr. Badass. I don't know who said that, but bless you. Or did you say it about Grant? Oh, no. Michael Brody. There's the class, everybody. Grab that class. Michael Brody class. MichaelBrodyHypnotist.com. Go check it out. First time that Grant, in almost 6 months, that Grant has missed an episode. So, it had to be something big. Nora, she uses Ionis, more affordable than Wix. I'm not familiar with Ionis. I thought that Ionis was just a place to buy your name. So I don't know anything about that. And they have a nice template. So, and it works off WordPress. Great. So here's the thing. My first website, I tried to build with WordPress, and I know WordPress is supposed to be so damned easy. It was not easy for me. And so, and it looked like garbage. And so I went with Wix. And let me just share this little bit of advice for you too. A little bit more additional pro tip for you. When I did my first website, all the information was on there. My contact information, my bio, all that stuff. I had my son look at it. I said, "Hey, what do you think?" And he goes, "It's fine." He goes, "But would you hire you?" It's a great question to ask yourself when you're creating when you're getting your headshots, when you're writing your bio, when you're getting your website. Would you hire you? And I looked at the website and I said, "No, I wouldn't hire this guy. It looks like crap." And so it's super important that actually having a nice looking website has gotten me business. I've actually I remember one in particular, he said, I Googled a bunch of hypnotists and you had the best looking website. So I hope that means you're the best. And I was like, absolutely it does. Anyway, so make sure you got a nice looking website. Try to be a little bit different if you can. Somebody says WordPress rocks. Awesome. GoDaddy provided the website too. Excellent. Agree. Fiverr is great. One of the things to look out for on Fiverr is sometimes they want to work with a broken theme, and that just means it's kind of a pirated version. So maybe they want to use Elementor or something, but they don't want to pay for it, and so they give you the kind of pirated version. The bad thing about this is, number one, you're stealing, but the other bad thing is that you're more likely to get hacked. Apparently, I mean, I don't know, but this is what I've heard. So maybe spend a few extra bucks and just have them do the real deal. Think WordPress. If you just want to spend a little time, I think you could probably get good with WordPress. But again, just think about the fact that you're going to spend a lot of time learning this when you could be spending that time learning how to market your business or how to do better inductions or spending on creating a new book or whatever. So that's kind of what I try to keep in mind these days. We've got thanks. We've got better to hire pro. It's an investment. It really is. And again, I got to tell you, Grant was, yes, he was the Vietnam comment, right? So I'm just gonna actually post that down there, Kellner, and so we're not done yet. We still got to fill in a lot of the details, but I'm telling you, what I had come up with was just awful. And then we get a pro to do it, a pro that's in Grant's office, and that's what he came up with. If you want to take a look at it, I mean, really, I was practically emotional when I first saw it. So it's like it was so good, and it's just so much better than I could ever hope to do unless I went to school for it. Yeah, a lot of hypnotists look like serial killers in their headshots. All right, very good. And you're going to look at your headshot with a different lens. Good. Somebody has Wix. I hope they don't look like a serial killer. Adam is awesome. Yes, Adam. That must be the Grant right there. Adam does such good work. So he's someone else. If you like the website, Kellner and Saunders, we're happy to hook you up with Adam. He works in Grant's office and can make you something just really beautiful. And it just, when I think about that, I mean, really, before I gave up and said, Grant, you got to do this, and he said, I'm not doing it. I'm having this guy do it that does this because he's smart. He give it to somebody else. I spent probably 15 hours or more just creating something that was just garbage. And I was like, I can't, this is not a good representation of us. And using that lens, would I hire these people? No, because they don't even have a good website. So it's like if you drove up to a store or something, right? If the paint is shoddy and it doesn't look right, then yeah, you're probably going to go somewhere else. And that's another thing too, is look at your website and make sure it's up to date. If you've got a website that looks like it was built in the 90s, people notice that. It's got to be updated, guys. This is, you got to, stay current in your fashion. Websites are the same thing. All right, funny story. So my funny story, the trick is writing your website to be seen, optimized for keyword ranking. Absolutely. Get a pro to help you with that too. Grant is awesome too. He really is. All right, so I'll be seeing him in about a month. Woohoo! It's been 6 months or so since I saw him at Michigan, so I'm looking forward to that. We always have a good time. So your funny story is kind of a funny but not funny story. It's supposed to be funny. So there was a routine that was done in the past. I think we've talked about it before and how to do it differently, where you're a European or American, Canadian, something, and you are in a club or something, and you endow another, North American or European, you give them the power to be a stand-up comedian, but they only speak Chinese or Japanese or something like this. And so the person ends up talking in gibberish, but the punchlines and everything. It's really interesting how it's kind of an interesting thing. And you know what? The last time I saw it about 15 years ago, it shouldn't have been done. It was already kind of like, this is not really appropriate. It's honestly, it is kind of funny, but it's also can come across racist. And so I thought that we'd put this one to bed. But I actually was over looking at somebody's website, possibly going to refer them a gig a few weeks ago, and they had a current clip up of them doing this. They've got, you're a stand-up comedian and but you only speak Chinese. And I got to tell you, this is the kind of thing that we need to avoid. So even things that you find funny that may be really funny to you. And I'm not one of these people that you have to be PC about everything, but there are certain things that you're just you're going to get yourself in trouble. You're going to offend some people. You're going to make people sad and unhappy and all that stuff. So, maybe don't do that, even if it does seem funny a bit. Wait, is that? Yeah, okay. All right, so that's the show. Grant, if you're listening, I hope you're having a great time out in Asia. I hope to be there next year. Thanks for watching. Again, if you have things that you would like us to cover, you've got a training event coming up, check out Michael Brody's, michaelbrodyhypnotist.com. If you've got a conference, if you've got some news, you got a pro tip, you got a funny story. I'm hurting for funny stories, people, really. I couldn't think of any. I'm going to this week try to write down like 10 funny stories. There's lots of them that happen, but I guess I've forgotten. All right. Take care. Be well.